on it. You know, the Chris Collinsworth, I spent time with Chris Collinsworth of studying, you know, how to articulate what's going on in a football game, and I think it puts things in perspective for me. But it also gave me the ability to watch a ton of college tape, to study a ton of NFL tape, and still keep my hand in the game, even though I wasn't coaching on a daily basis. I was still studying football, researching football, talking about football. So.
And also expectations, always a question when a new coach comes in. What are the realistic expectations the fervent fans and donors should have about this program?
Well, I think the only expectation you can have is just what people do on a daily basis. You know, obviously, if people could predict the game of football, then you know it really wouldn't be as fun as it is. It's an unbelievable game that I think turns on a dime at a lot of different times. But you know, our job is to prepare them the best they can possibly play. Create an environment where your players have an opportunity to be successful, and then get out of the way and let them go play. So, you know, our job is to really work as hard as we can as a coaching staff to prepare them for each opportunity we get. You know, I believe our role is no different than a professor. Our exam happens to be every Saturday, you know, and they know the syllabus before the season starts. They know how many tests that we're going to have. The only difference, I think, between the guys that we have and the common student here is that 90,000 people aren't going to watch them take that test. You know, 90,000 people are going to watch them take a test. But, you know, it's just our job is to make sure that we prepare them and create that environment where they have an opportunity to be successful.
Chip over here. Kyle Monitor from ESPN.
Sure.
When you look at the Pac-12 now compared to what it was when you left, how do you think it's changed?
Well, there's obviously, and you never think about it, but when I was there, I think it was 5 years ago, that just the coaching changes, you know, who's where, and which coaches that I faced when I was at Oregon, and then they're no longer here. But I think, obviously, I think the job Chris Pearson has done at Washington, you know, is really something that no matter where you are, you take a look at what he's done. You know, there's obviously been a change in Oregon. David Shaw is a constant and will always be a really, really good football team because of the type of coach, type of person that David is. And then obviously there's a change going on in Arizona State right now. Rich Rodriguez is now on the cutting edge of football. Clay's done an unbelievable job right across the city. So I think that the level of coaching, some of the coaches and the faces are a little bit different, but you know it's going to be a battle each week, and you can never look at, well, we want to try to compare ourselves to this people or those people. I've never been a comparison person. Teddy Roosevelt said comparison is the thief of stealing your joy, so it's not worried about that. What we really want to look at is how are we going to get better every single day, and how do we compete with ourselves. And we can do that, then we're going to get tested every single Saturday we play against the people in this league.
And then how quickly do you expect to fill your staff, and is there any explanation for how that process is going to work for you?
Yeah, very simple. There's a great coach that once said, "Be quick, but don't hurry," and that's really the philosophy that we're going to follow. Is that we obviously need to get a staff in place, and I've talked to everyone except for two of the guys on the current staff. The guys are out on the road right now, and I'm going to sit down with everybody here, and then. But we're going to be deliberate and make sure that we get people, just like the process I went through with Dan, that are the right fit for UCLA.
Ben Bolcher, the LA Times again. How would you compare, I know you just got here, but the infrastructure here and what you've seen so far versus what existed at Oregon? As far as facilities, things like that.
I don't have an engineering degree, so you know, I think this is unique, this setup here. The fact that the Washburn building has just been built and it's a state-of-the-art facility, to have your two practice fields right there in the middle of campus. Probably, you look out my office, Poly Pavilion is to your left, and then the Luskin Conference Center and Hotel is right at the other end of it. I'd like to be able to just stay in the Luskin. I've heard it's expensive to live here, so if we could work out a deal where I could just stay in the Luskin Center, it would be great. I mean, we can put Luskin on our backs on the sideline or something. So when you talk about a football setup, when you have a hotel, a practice field, and an office all within like 200 yards, I think it's the best in the country.
Coach, Matt Joy, 247 Sports. You said you got to talk to all but two of the coaches on staff. And you said
I've talked to them, I just haven't met them face to face. So the other two I didn't talk to, we talked on the phone.
Got it. And you said Jed Fish has a great plan in place. How much do you know about Jed's offenses of past years? How much have you gotten to talk with him about offense before? And can you describe that relationship?
Yeah, I've known Jed for a while, back to when he was the offensive coordinator at Miami and I was at Oregon. So one of the unique things about the college and the professional coaching community is if you don't know that person personally, then someone you have coached with has worked with that person. So I've got great respect for Jed. I thought he's done an unbelievable job every stop he's had in his career, and really needs to be commended on what he did last week with this football team. To take them from where they were on Sunday on a short week, and then to get them to be bowl eligible. He was an outstanding job by him. So we spent a lot of time yesterday just talking and him outlining his vision for what he thinks this next 30 days should look like. And as I told him, I'm just here to support him from that standpoint.
Chip, hi. Liz Habib from Fox in Los Angeles here, Fox 11. When you left college and you were in Philadelphia, you left under the cloud of NCAA penalties. Mm-hmm. So as you come back into college, and Dan specifically mentioned integrity, mm-hmm. What do you know now? How have you changed now that you can be assured you will bring the integrity to UCLA that the NCAA demands?
Sure. I take full responsibility for what happened under my watch, and I'm responsible for that. I've met with Dan, I've met with Matt Bernstein and Jen Vina-Smith in compliance, and then we have a plan moving forward of how we would recruit, how we're going to move forward, how they will interact with us, and rely on them to ask them is how does the process work, how are we doing things, and are we using recruiting services in the right manner.
EdwardLewisRivals.com. Along those lines of recruiting, how is that all going to work this upcoming month with your staff and then the new staff currently in place? And can you recruit at the same time as Jed recruits? And how's that all going to work this final month?
Well, you have 10 people that can be on the road, so you just, we'll try to finalize, like I said, be quick, but don't hurry, but designate who's going to be out on the road. The current assistants have been out and will be out for the next couple of days, contacting all the people that they've had contacted in the past, and then we'll get a chance, hopefully by the end of the week, beginning of next week, start to finalize exactly who will be out. There's really 3 phases to recruiting right now. There's contacts, and you can have 1 a week. There's first week, second week, third week. So hopefully we'll have at least a few guys in place so that we can hit the ground on the second week and the third week before that December signing dates.
Coach Ted Sobel, Sports USA, one more time.
Hockey guy.
Yeah, exactly. In the building, that the guy who said, be quick but don't hurry, what's that like inside, knowing the tradition of this place and following a man like that? Did you learn anything from your NFL days that you could take back to college?
Well, one of the things about, and I think first from Coach Wooden is just, the pyramid of success, and I think the Wooden Leadership Academy and what they've instituted here is just, continues that, and that's something that I think that attracted me here about the development of the student athlete, not only on the field but off the field, and how important that Dan and the people in the athletic department think that. And then from the NFL, I think you're on the cutting edge of X's and O's, and you're not only coaching the best athletes in the world, you're competing with coaches who are the best in the world. And so, whether it's Bill Belichick or Tom Coughlin or Andy Reid or whoever, you get a chance on a weekly basis, and you play people twice, so your game plans are entirely different the second time compared to the first time. But I think the NFL game, a little bit different than the college game, is 54% of the NFL games are 7 points or less, 24% are 3 points or less. So situational football at the NFL is almost everything that you do. College is a little bit different. I think it's about 30 and 14. So there's not as many 2-minute drives in college football. There are in every single NFL game. If you want to talk about how to study the game, just watch the Red Zone channel, and you're watching situational football at its finest. So I think that experience of my time in the NFL, from learning even really more the nuances about the situational game, I hope will carry over when I come back to college. So thank you.
Thank you all. That concludes the press conference. Dan Guerrero and Coach Kelly will be available off to the side. Thank you.